好啦，嗨嗨，大家晚上好。我们今天又要继续我们的夏洛克·福尔摩斯那侦探血与酒的案件啊。那昨天我们总算侦破了第一个庄园的案件。那我们最后帮了那个凶手，因为我们自己判定是误杀，所以让他逃走了。那我们今天要来解决第二个案件了。第二个案件跟火车有关，那我们就来继续吧。那我们来看看第二个案件跟火车有什么关系。被杀案件告破，苏格兰警方得到可靠消息称，伤害彼得·凯瑞的凶手叫帕布洛·考文塔罗，前鱼叉手，被发现因自然因素而死亡，他免能接受法律的制裁。
Holmes, please call a cab while I pack my suitcase. We shall be late for the train.
好，我们出门吧。
Watson, I'll hold a cab for us. We leave in 5 minutes for the station.
一周后。
What a gloomy night. It was warmer inside the waiting hall.
Since the station master told us that the train is about to arrive, we should not have to wait very much longer.
Yes, at last.
Attention! The train is arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
I'll take your bags and your blasted archive suitcase. But, Holmes, the headlight. It's faded away.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain what has happened?
I don't know. It's as if the train vanished into thin air.
Holmes, say something.
Quick, fetch a lantern and let us take a look.
该不会是跑到9又3/4月台了吧？
It's too dark. Only fog and rails, nothing else.
There is no use in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow.
第二天的凌晨，完全没有任何线索。解决火车离奇失踪的神秘事件。
Well, here we are again at Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead. Let us begin our investigation. First of all, let us examine the area where the train disappeared.
先在这边晃晃。那边的人都没有办法互动。浓雾还是很严重。
This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night.
Railway sleepers, nothing unusual. There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train. The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here. There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track, nor are there any other traces. There is nothing whatsoever. There are no clues, but then a negative result is also a result.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. No clues, and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile on occasion. This mystery appears very promising. This investigation won't be simple. We shall require a map of the region.
Perhaps the station master could lend us one.
到底火车没有冲出铁轨，就这样子凭空消失了，到底为什么呢？就是站着。
Good morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective. Will you be investigating what happened?
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor people inside it, the passengers, the driver.
对啊，那么多人。灰头发。泥土斑点，婚戒，这里。
Could you please give us any details about the train?
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I can recall. My memory's not what it used to be. However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report. It's inside my office.
这样让我想到以前台湾也有那个搞鬼啊，不过他不是把火车弄不见，是把整台火车弄翻了。
Please take the one that's pinned inside the waiting hall.
See you later, my good man. Railway post bags. A telegraph.
电报。
A new telegram.
I think we should meet this Mr. Robinson.
罗宾逊先生正在布里德林顿站。
Here is the train set.
诺丁汉伦敦324号火车，车头没车厢头等席，邮政货箱特殊车厢，罗宾逊先生预订2等席。
A
所以
telegraph.
看起来像是一个贵客哦。
This map will be useful.
"应该要跟他问罗宾逊先生的事情。
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows. And they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private. And it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
Was there anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington station saying that the train had been delayed because of an issue with the passengers. But what kind of problem that they didn't say?
That is interesting. You mentioned a problem at Bridlington Station. I should like to visit this station. Could you mark it on the local map?
Of course. It's a suburban railway station. You might take a cab there.
See you later, my good man.
The whole train just disappeared.
The entire train has disappeared.
我们就去布里德林顿站吧。
The whole train just disappeared. It's unbelievable. "这个人不能对话。这地方也不能过去。
The insurance policy for Robinson's machine. A significant sum.
受保物品全自动发电机，该保单可享受受保物品50%价格的保额，15000英镑，保期1年。
This is an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies. No respect for the customer.
Please calm down, sir. What is your concern?
Concern? What is my concern? I'll tell you what my concern is. Last night I were on the train as usual with my colleague, heading home. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector, who started arguing that our tickets were invalid. He made us get off the train, and he was extremely rude about it.
那其他人呢？只有他
Were you
下来
aboard the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it disappeared. But I don't care because we would have stopped before then anyway. Our tickets were valid and no doubt about it. And then, to top it all, the ticket inspector pushed everyone else out too, except for a bunch of rich. Well, because their type don't need a ticket.
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
Goodbye, sir.
看来他就是我们这个要找的罗宾逊先生了。
Good day to you, sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are not from the railway company. We are...
Well, in that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me, but I'm not in the mood for idle chit-chat at the moment.
很嚣张哦。看起来应该是商人之类的吧。
You must be Mr. Robinson, is that correct?
Yes?
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah, well, all right. I have nothing to hide.
I presume it was you who placed the order for the special wagon.
Yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. My prototype is a revolutionary device. It is capable of producing electricity. I'm a businessman and an engineer. I had already found several potential customers for my invention. But I was very optimistic about the directors' board who were travelling on the train last night.
You mentioned a director's board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean Barcazes Company. I had made an appointment with them. Now they are lost, along with the train and my prototype.
What do you know about the Barcazes Company?
It's a large South American company. They showed a great deal of interest in my prototype, and they seemed wealthy enough to do business with.
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
For God's sake, sir, it is priceless. It could change the world we live in. And yet, I was selling it for almost nothing. I am a humanitarian, you see. I do not know if I will ever be able to get over this disaster. I cannot believe that it disappeared with that damn train.
Mr. Robinson, could you please clarify? Were you traveling alongside your prototype?
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
I received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been delayed, so I chose to wait a while. But despite my requests, the train left the station without me. Absolutely unacceptable.
The timetable is strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
样品保险。
According to this document, you have insurance for your prototype.
Oh, thank God. Where did you find it?
Near the telegraph station.
I must have lost it when I tried to send a message, which I was prevented from
I
doing.
apologize for that, but regulations state that public access to the telegraph is strictly prohibited.
Upon my word, you keep on digging that hole of yours. You have no idea who I am.
I see that you kept your gripsack with you. Why don't you leave it in the luggage room?
I've had other things to think about. I lost my prototype, and this idiot station master just stands here doing nothing to help.
Oh, but...
Well, that won't do at all. Station Master, I believe that the regulations state that any passenger luggage should be taken to the luggage room.
I'll do it right away, sir. Sorry, sir.
This Robinson is quite a character. We should learn more about him. The ticket inspector forced all the passengers from the train except for the directors of the Barcazes Chilean Company.
所以这跟智利公司是有什么关系哦？智利人留下了。
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am investigating the unfortunate disappearance of last night's train.
I see. I'm Station Master Bertram, but my supervisor has not informed me about this. I do not know if...
Do not worry. I have only a few questions.
先看一下，很年轻，看起来是个菜鸟。
Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported a problem with some passengers last night.
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But yesterday, everyone was asked to get off the train here at my station. I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with two furious passengers who are complaining about the company's service. They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to the regulations, you see. There are very strict and clear rules. Paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Yes, thank you. I understand. Apart from the passengers disembarking, did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did. And I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I've worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
Let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
And you are obstructing the investigation of an important case. I would suggest that you cooperate with Mr. Holmes. Think of your career.
Ah, that is... well, I'll tell you everything. First of all, I scolded the ticket inspector, for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so. He was very rude. And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
奇怪的电报。
What did the telegram say?
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it for yourself.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not.
切站324抵时间。
Holmes, how is it even possible for a train to disappear?
这边没有办法。看一下哦。我看一下。卡住了。哦，总算又好。
fishing advertisement.
I had thought that all station masters knew the Morse code, but apparently not. How could he fall asleep at work like this? Excuse me, sir. Wake up! Ah, his breath. He must have swallowed half a distillery.
And that explains the how.
By his sleeping off the alcohol, you mean? Wake up, please, sir.
What? The 18 hours 72 train has arrived?
Good day to you. We are investigating the disappearance of last night's train, and we should like to ask you a few questions.
酒瓶，太夸张了吧。
Were there any passengers who
游
got off
戏
that particular train?
有点收到麦克风的声音，真的吗？那我把它再拉过来一点点。
Nobody, it seems to me. Although I did not leave my office, so...
这样子，如果还是有的话，再跟我说哦。
You don't say. You can't ever get any peace around here. Now you have to send a telegram each time a train arrives and departs.
Station Master Bertram from Bridlington showed me a strange telegram that he received from you last night. It concerned the train, but it was barely comprehensible.
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
Never mind. The state...
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
You were not tired, you were inebriated. Tell me the truth now, or I shall not hesitate to document your state in my report.
My friend means that you will end up by being sacked from your position.
All right. So I was drunk. I don't remember all of yesterday, to be truthful to you. Please don't go harsh on me.
Holmes, this man has consumed a considerable amount of alcohol. He's not entirely helpless yet, but...
It will not be long before he is. Obviously, his testimony cannot be trusted.
Oh, will I ever get any peace?
“这个站长一点也不可靠啊！”
Interesting. It appears that elements of the same construction were scattered everywhere. Watson, please tell me, do you believe in magic?
Of course not, Holmes.
Then you are of the opinion that a train cannot simply disappear?
Well, we both know that that is obvious. Why are you asking such peculiar questions?
A little patience, Watson. You will understand my point quite soon. So, are you quite certain that you saw the train at Evesham Station?
Yes, of course. We saw it coming. the headlights, and heard the whistle.
But that is it. We didn't see the train itself.
Oh, but... Oh, Holmes, I'm a little confused.
所以有可能那个不是真正的火车哦。
Locked. There is no sense.
开了。
Railway post bags. These tools were used quite recently. They are still muddy. We should ask about them. Bags were recently dragged here. French wine, a remarkable vintage. These bottles are too expensive for a station master's wage. They were likely taken from the parcels.
Shameful.
哇，所以他是偷乘客的酒来喝吗？
Railway
The whole train just disappeared. It's unbelievable.
这边也是一样。再往反方向跑跑看。诶，
Holmes, how is it even possible for a train to
神你挡
disappear?
到我的路了。
This bin is full of empty bottles. I had...
You have quite a number of dirty tools lying around here.
Ah, yes. Well, thank you for reminding me. I should clean them. Although, might be easier to put them outside. Seems it might start raining soon.
I meant, what were they used for?
Some workers come here and borrowed them from me. They wanted to lift the edge of the railway to one of the stations on the line, so that the water wouldn't come in too close.
Who were these workers?
Well, they didn't seem to be from the company, but they was fine lads. They invited me to share a drink. And whatever it was, it had a kick to it. They wasn't English. No, I don't believe so. But see, they knew just what a man needed to brighten up his dull
看来他
evening.
是被人家灌醉了吧？
Ah, will I ever get any peace?
The entire train is
Railway post bags. An old This part is probably from a locomotive. This place serves as a storage area for the station. This part is probably from a locomotive.
The whole train just disappeared. It's unbelievable.
还是要再去看他一下。
Railway postbag. This gripsack belongs to Mr. Robinson.
I think we should open it, Holmes. This is what they call force majeure. I'll keep watch.
Of course.
解锁大师。
Look, Watson, a bundle of contracts. Very suspicious. An exclusive Mr. Robinson is the seller. Yet another exclusive. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Yet another exclusive.
怎么那么多都是独家销售啊
？Yet another, Mr. Robinson. Well, it is very clear that this Mr. Robinson received prepayments from various people for his machine.
“策划了一切。”他所承受的远比这个太多，保险的保单无法赔偿金额。
I will not move from here.
It's a scandal, an absolute.
A telegraph. A telegraph.
Don't.
It's a scandal.
Hmm. 这个地方也进来过，那最旁边。不可能，那怎么会设计一个房间里面什么东西都没有？看起来不像。华生不要装忙了。华生表示，福尔摩斯一直跑来跑去，我跟得很累。
I'm always one.
怎么有 NPC 宕机？先晃晃看。现在就是3个地方跑来跑去。还是先去看一下那个家伙车。
I should use the appropriate object here. I should use the... I should use the... I should use... I should use the appropriate object here. I should use...
1床2厕所3个地方跑来跑。
I should use... I should... I should use...
1、2主播都没有。
So, now here we have the fake train
你是说1跟
that we
2是
saw
什么东
approaching
西？
Evesham Station last night.
Doesn't look much like a train to me.
Be patient, Watson. I haven't finished yet. Try using your imagination. Our train requires only a headlight and a steam whistle.
哦，福尔摩斯我有看过啊，但是我应该没有每一集都看的。
The long pole is now attached. It will allow us to connect the headlight. The headlight is attached. We need to attach we need... The steam whistle is now connected.
Holmes, what can we
以
do
前
to
有
make the
看过，
steam
但是印象有一点模糊。
We shall need a fire extinguisher. The fire extinguisher. Now let us see what we have here. The steam whistle is ready to be used. Watson, I do believe that we have created an exact replica of the train that vanished in front of us last night. The criminal mind can be most inventive. I am somewhat in awe.
So such a thing is possible. If someone went to all the trouble of creating this fake train, then it was surely with the intention of stealing the real one.
Ah, Watson, you should not jump to conclusions. In fact, this does not tell us very much at all, except that the train did not evaporate into thin air.
Although you half suspected it.
Ah, at any rate, we now need to find where the real train might be hidden. I suggest we use my archives to find a more detailed map of our surroundings.
Well, I hope that justifies our having to load your massive archive suitcase onto the cab. It made us extremely unpopular with our driver.
Now 现在就是到我们的车上。
Railway post bags.
The entire train.
I will not move from here until...
It's a scandal.
这边
Don't touch anything, please.
现在就到处找一下，看看有没有新的进展。
The rails have not been... Railways. A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train. Railway sleepers. Nothing unusual.对啊，我把这个拿走。怕剧透，有一次你剧透你自己，为什么？
有一次看过的电影，忘记了剧情，可以跟新的一样。也是啊，是这样子讲没有错。
Railway
看着看着，在真相就直接想起来。原来如此，自己想起来了，才发现是自己雷的自己。
Now we have two maps. We must combine them properly. Here it is. There is a side branch to the railway. Its first switch is located between Bridlington and Chesterfield stations. There is one more station to be visited. It is located between Chesterfield and Evesham, and there should be a side railway to the nearby quarry. There is a small section of a railway at the end of Evesham station. This suitcase contains my archive. The switch is rusted, but it still works.
A fake train. Ha! What a clever and devilish trick.
这边什么都没有，看来是要往这边走走看。不是吗？
Mines. This is interesting. It would be quite possible for someone to redirect the train towards the mines.
"目前是没有线的。消失。
the entire train.
那就只能直接往矿山那边了吧。
Here are the mines homes. They appear to be abandoned.
Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting. Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing interest. Nothing interesting here. The distance between the tracks is about 4 feet 8 inches. A lightly loaded vehicle came this way. There is a wooden beam lying on the rails. A small vehicle with wooden beams went down this way.
This mine has completely collapsed, Holmes.
It is curious, but to be truthful, I am not entirely surprised.
It's difficult to follow you, Holmes.
Someone removed these screws, most probably to take down the rails. A few feet of the rails have been dismantled.
所以他是为了让它脱轨吗？然后把它埋在里面吗？这边也过不去。
A fake train Ha! What a clever and...
纸包。
This is an unusual kind of paper, stiff and dry. It was used for a specific purpose. Let us look inside. Sawdust. I am almost certain it is a... Watson, could you assist, please? Do you have your pistol? Good. Fire at this package.
Oh.
Dynamite. A fake train. Ha! What a clever and... I'm... A fake train.
This box must be the safe. Let's open it.
又要来当开锁大师了。
The Mexican company Caracal and the Chilean Barcazas both want to buy the mines. I need more information. Perhaps Mycroft could help.
全体员工通知巴卡萨斯集团获得批准，未来的龙头老大不允许非相关人员随意闯入，尤其是卡拉考财团的相关人员。 边都调查完。哦，这里
Traces. Let's take a closer look. The distance between the tracks is about 6 feet 7 inches. The vehicle would have been... These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials.
所以他们也有可能是用轨道的关系，把它放到别的地方。
There was a building here not so long ago.
But I don't understand, Holmes. Why would anyone destroy the shed in such a manner?
It was disassembled in great haste. It is most odd.
Holmes, I don't understand. Why do you care so much about this business with the mines?
This road should lead to the town of Evesham.
看看，它这里也有一个铁路分支吧。看来是要直接问他咯。
It appears that there was a small warehouse near your station, and that it was disassembled. Why is that?
It was burgled overnight about 2 weeks ago. The police have already started their investigation, but I doubt that they'll find anything.
What was inside the warehouse?
Nothing of value. A few hundred feet of standby rails and some spare railway parts. But it wouldn't be easy to steal all of that. Why would anyone want to?
See you later, my good man.
这边的关键点已经有起来，火车被埋起来。那为什么火车会被埋起来？那我们现在要去下一个车站了，希望下一个车站有我们要的线索。应该透过每一个车站的分支，就可以知道说火车其实到底转去了哪里啊？
A funny character. He looks anxious.
And this scent is a greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. Ricardo.
You already know the name of this man? Holmes, you amaze me.
No, Watson, I refer to the cigar. It is a Ricardo Turrent, a Mexican cigar of an excellent quality. Quite an expensive one, too.
Holmes, look. There's a flooded area over here.
I believe that the flooded area might be worth checking.
What should we do
华
next?
神，你卡住我了。华神，
Holmes, I don't...
刚被华生卡点了。等一下再去那个车站。
Oh.
What should we do next?
华生不要卡我点啊！你看一下色哈哈哈，对你客气耶，干嘛这样？ 对色的话，现在游戏改叫约翰 H 华生。
I asked Mycroft to find out some information on the WEA Coal Company. Here is his reply, and it is an interesting one.
一共有2家公司，智利的巴萨卡斯和墨西哥的卡拉考公司都想要买 WEA 煤炭的矿山，已经达成了初步协议，并开始准备合同。智利的巴卡萨斯却横插一脚。 魔岛政坛我也会信，特别是最后一段。那接下来我们就是要来这个顿卡斯特。 先上来调查车站好了。
This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs. Apparently, there was a conflict between the Mexicans and the Chileans. A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. These ashes and cigar stubs are similar to the one that we found on the floor. Some of the stubs were recently smoked.
小时候他的法国人对手看比较多，皮尔卡桑嘛。现在觉得2部都是 YY 作品。
Well concluded, my dear fellow. A man who smoked the Ricardo brand of Mexican cigar spent several long days at Doncaster Station. This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs.
还是亚森罗品啊。哦，亚森罗品。
Newspaper articles on horse racing. hurdle, steeplechase, and flat racing, he is a true
养生螺品也
enthusiast.
是蛮不错的啊。
Betting slips for horse
赛马
racing.
券
The sums are quite impressive.
It can be an expensive vice. This man had probably used all his savings.
没关系，其实我们大概知道是在讲谁就可以了。
A telegraph. A telegraph.
这个那么白。
This post bag belongs to the station master.
给律师的信。鉴于您上次的警告信，我希望您能明白，我马上就可以支付向您所支付的欠款了。爱德华，爱华德，刚刚差点看错。给老婆的信。两个正面对决，不知道是作者有合作
The
几
station
年前
master
的共同
appears
事
to
故
have found
关作
himself in
品啊。
some financial trouble.
希望你这次能够相信我，很快就可以还清抵押欠款。在乎你伤得太深了。诶，
Railway post bags.
对你第一次念的是爱德华，我刚刚看错啊，以为我自己念错了，所以又再看了一次。想太多了。
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. John Watson. We are investigating the case of the vanished train.
Is that so? Well, good day, gentlemen. I am Mr. Duff, the station master of this station. I'll be happy to help you in any way I can, but there's not much that I can tell you about last night.
森林狼队新少主也叫这个名字。你是说取代唐斯的那一个吗？没有怀表，他是不是都拿去变卖了？啊，是不是准备离婚了啊？目前西区第一，没有取代，谁是舰队基石还真不好说。
It appears that you may be at risk of some flooding along the line here.
对啊，
You mean that the
反
whole
正
bloody lake
目
is
前
at
就
our
看
feet?
吧。
Quite so. But it is strange, because according to my map, there should be a quarry here, and behind that, the lake.
目前比较看好的就是东七七跟斑马。
And where did you
我觉得
work
斑马
before that?
打球真的是
I
蛮
was
有趣
working
的，
in Nottingham.
尤其是他那个
Well,
身
for a
体
quieter
长度。
place, so they transferred me here. Life is cheaper. I can't really complain.
Did any passengers leave or board the train last night?
No. I
森
saw
林
no
狼
one as
顺
usual.
风侧水，没
I
有这种
reported the
争议
train's
反正不
passage by
不吵
telegraph.
架，
Just the
只要
same
赢
as
球
all
大家
of
都
them.
开心，一输球大家都不开心了。
I observe that you are a
在
gambling
西
man,
区尾
Mr.
又要抽
Duff.
前三顺
You
位
had
了，对啊
hoped that your relocation to this small town might have helped ease your addiction, but it was not to be.
I beg your pardon. Addiction to what?
赛马券啊，
We found a number of horse racing tickets inside your office. Well, well, we all have our weaknesses. An expensive obsession, surely, for a station master.
It is none of your business. I occasionally attend the
Nice.
races with my colleagues. And anyway, that's my private life.
最近我比较少看 NBA 了，我
There
最
was a
近都在
gentleman
看
of
足球啊。
Mexican origin, I
看哈兰德
believe,
踢
in the
足球
waiting room. Did you notice him?
你看雷霆吗？
Mexican?
没有哎、
Here in the back of beyond. Are you quite sure about that?
霍格伦，
Goodbye, sir. It is obvious that we cannot
我知道
inspect the
是
plot.
前几年的
Instead, we can check the
前几年的那个
detail
第二
around
顺位，
Saturday.
对不对？我忘记是前几年的。
It seems that both South American companies were involved in the purchase of the mine.
The man at Doncaster who flared our approach, he smokes Mexican cigars.
我知道他一开始打的时
Yes,
候
Watson. We should certainly speak
还
with
不
him.
错，可是后来有一段时间好像受伤了，对不对？印象中。还有其他的线索。身为一个专业的侦探，现在打得很棒，雷霆是西区第二，打个小杯赛转到就报销了。
This railway branch should lead to the quarry. The switch is rusted, but it still works. The rail is rusted and looks old, but the railway is still usable. The railway ends here. That is strange.
因为这个案件还没有完呢。如果现在就得出结论的话，也是可以，可是就没有办法找到真相了。
You'll find nothing interesting.
Please, sir, we would ask you not to leave. We have some questions.
Are you the police?
No, we are employed by the railway company. We are collecting witness statements about the train that disappeared last night.
Lo siento, I'm in a hurry.
Really? It seemed that you were waiting here for someone. Could you tell us if you were at the station last night?
No, I just arrived from South America.
A formidable journey, no doubt. Which country are you from?
De Chile.
这个应该是最后一个重要人物了。体格壮硕，武术，昂贵的雪茄，该不会是一个武术大师吧？
Chile? But you are Mexican.
No, you are wrong. Why would you think I'm Mexican?
Because of your cigars.
Sí, cigarrillos. So what?
Those cigars are the Ricardo brand, from Mexico. It is quite impossible to find them anywhere but there.
Pero not your business.
I don't suppose that you are on vacation. What business brought you here?
I was to meet my fellow compañeros. Where did you arrive yesterday? They were on that damn train. I will stay here and hope that the authorities find them, or their bodies. It's now my responsibility to repatriate them.
Who authorized you to do that?
The company I work for.
Could you tell me the name of the company?
It's not your concern.
And what is your name?
Enough questions. Buenas tardes.
Not a very friendly man, and he is lying. He said that he just arrived, but we know that he is...
又有新的线索。墨西哥人安排智利人留在火车上。墨西哥人把智利人活埋了，跟刚刚的案件又发生不一样的状况了。
Here we are at the beach that is located near the quarry. These traces were made by carriage. Look.
又要拿尺了，对不对？
Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here. The distance between the tracks is about 6 feet 7 inches. The vehicle pressed this stone into the ground. It would have been quite heavy. The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep. These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials. The traces found at the disassembled shed near Evesham and the same vehicle. An advertisement for lake cruises.
This is小小的茅厕吧。
An abandoned gypsy caravan. This place was abandoned fairly recently.
该不会有人在这边杀人弃尸吧？
Observing the coastline and the moored boats, we are able to see that the lake's water level dropped. The lake has flooded the quarry. The dam was probably breached.
This 里，金属板。
A label with the name Las Zarpas.
"感觉又有新线索。
My search should be focused upon the name.
啊，这个啦，水上运输。 重型货物水上运输的领军者，该拉斯扎帕斯商标隶属于墨西哥船公司卡拉考，其行业变形船只、电器以及矿产。找到了。 这样子的线索是不是就全部连起来了？墨西哥人把智利人淹死了，这是一个杀人计划。墨西哥人将智利人活活淹死在采石场的湖里。墨西哥人的残暴害死了许多生命，我们必须尽快行动，联系莱斯特雷德探长，让警察结束这一场国际性的冲突。像这样的犯罪集团已经不是警方能够解决，他需要更为妥善的解决办法，让麦克罗夫特来解决这场冲突。虽然他也会需要顾全自己的利益。先继续调查。我们目前看起来的这个部分来说，我找一下。那个会武术的人，他应该就是把其他人全部都打死。如果依照这个案件看起来，就是找一下，这个是那个智利人跟墨西哥人，然后引起的冲突。然后刚刚在最新这个站，我看一下是哪个站，就是这个顿卡斯特这边，他这边的站长说，就是都没有看到任何的墨西哥人。可是刚刚那个人明明就是墨西哥人，而且从这边看起来的话，这个顿卡斯特站长妻子的信，他说有钱可以还清房子的抵押贷款，而且他又欠那么多，所以短时间可以拿到大量的钱，大概10之8九就是收贿了。然后因为买矿山的事情，所以他们就是假借火车的名义，然后可能就是去把他们引到矿山里面，然后把整台车炸掉，或者是说活埋掉。因为智利的公司想要从中间插一脚，抢得先机，所以墨西哥人可能非常不爽。然后再加上这个地方又会有那个叫什么，淹水的部分，所以才会存到里面。山野第一排变成水井了。然后因为他们也有用游艇，他们公司是有在用游艇的，所以可能用这个专门载的东西把它整个沉进去了。因为有淹水就可以用船，因为我们有查到是有炸药，对啊，就是火车啊。因为我们从前面坐的那一台简易版的火车就可以知道说，火车消失，其实火车从一开始就没有经过。可能只是有人做出来在假，大家都是有刻板印象，听到鸣笛声，然后跟那个灯光就会觉得是火车，而其实并不是啊，就是像我们做出来的简易版火车一样，然后把其他人全部都赶下来，就是因为他们要智利人死啊，所以其他人全部都下车，就只留下智利人在车上了。然后罗宾逊如果说他这边，因为我们一开始的时候也有看到说他那个一大笔的赔偿金，还是比不上他跟其他公司那个受那个什么专利赚的比较多。如果他一开始要以那个 来拿保险赔偿的话，看起来以赔偿金来说，应该是不符合利益的。对啊，这个啊，最主要原因应该就是这一个啦。墨西哥人安排智利人留在火车上，所以检票员才会要求全体乘客下车。所以那些智利人，因为我们也知道有很多工人啊，他们好像就是直接被叫下车，然后说他们车票有问题，可是实质上他们车票并没有问题，可能是不想伤及无辜吗？还是说不想产生节外生枝，所以才用这个方式吧？那我们现在唯一的差别就是要由警方来处理这个案件，还是要由福尔摩斯的哥哥来解决这个案件？既然双方，因为这个可能已经是国际性的问题了，那我觉得就用这个吧。政治问题还是看政治解决吧。真相永远只有一个。
Then the case is solved, Holmes. What do you intend to do?
Well, I shall require assistance for the arrests. There were accomplices.
Ah, but I know that look. You have your own ideas. What are they, Holmes?
On the one hand, we have the local constabulary and advice from our friend Lestrade. The problem we have there is that the authorities seem to be incapable of acting quietly. They rely on brute force. It could result in an international scandal. Our other option is Brother Mycroft and his tedious political games. He will locate the guilty parties without any trouble, but it will be a long and drawn-out process, and possibly with some compromise that will be to Mycroft's benefit. But I think I'd prefer to give Mycroft a chance. We should overlook our personal differences on this occasion.
Let us go home, then. I'd like to begin writing a draft of this story.
No, I did not say that we had finished here yet.
Well, all right. What did I miss?
Watson, we know that the Barcazas Company directors were drowned in the flooded quarry, along with the train and Robinson's prototype. But we still need to corner the guilty party.
But how do you intend to prove... Oh, no. Please don't tell me we have to dive into the lake.
Huh. You may rest assured that I have a far better idea. We have only to use our corrupt Doncaster station master as bait. He will unwittingly trap our Mexican friend.
Of course, you already had a plan. I shall follow you, Holmes.
Well, the case is solved, and we should be heading home. May we have 2 tickets to London, please?
Right away. Wait a minute. You've solved the case?
In a manner of speaking. Can you believe that the rescue service miraculously saved one of the Chileans who were on board the train? The police have ordered his immediate escort to London on the next train.
He pulled through, then? He's alive?
Yes, by extreme good fortune. His condition is quite serious, and the method of transportation has its risk, but he will be held securely by the doctor and police officers. The gentleman carries some vital information on this case. I am sure of it.
Ah, really?
Your station will be famous, Mr. Duff. The journalists will be here before you know it. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
一段时间之后，有人要跳到陷阱里喽。
Gentlemen, you are under arrest.
Caramba! You traitor! You double-crossed me!
Ben Ben。哎呦，害我刚刚差点反应不过来。
Good shot, Watson. I always knew you were a talented marksman.
I didn't want another life lost.
刚刚差点就变他的头了。
Oh my god! I thought I was a dead man.
You shouldn't be so glad about it. You'll be up before the judge.
Your testimony will be of great importance to the investigation. I would remind you that your cooperation will be the best way to
刚刚可以
ease
选
your
择当他的
sentence.
头，或是棒
By
他
the
的
way,
手。
Watson, would you be so kind as to give me some shooting lessons later on?
Yes, but not in our sitting room, and not with you wearing a blindfold.
这是一场精心策划的谋杀，接受结局啊！他现在好像都没有办法再看这个事件统计了，以前好像都行。可能是因为这个游戏太久，已经没有办法读了吧。
Holmes, what happened?
I feel deathly.
And you look it. Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits. The pupil is dilated. The pupil... The temperature appears to be normal. I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats. I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats. A weak pulse, around 50 beats per minute. But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Here, drink it all. Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and Datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
I knew that you would.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. I'm glad to find you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in 2 young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the Chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the bath, but... what?
As I said.
And they were tied together.
You are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic? Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes. And these 2 young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in
福尔
Strand
摩
Lane.
斯对这种谜题比较有兴趣。
The Roman baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
好了，那我们又完成了一个案件。用来杀害彼得·凯瑞的武器——火车鸣笛，有完成啊！我们刚刚不是结束了？虽然你根本没在看，没关系。帝国的力量正在雄起，就在昨天。 墨西哥公司卡拉考宣布正式在英国营运，签订一份对大英帝国十分有利的合约，国际外交上十分罕见的。当天还有一辆火车离奇失踪在伊夫圣母站附近，看来就是福尔摩斯的哥哥利用政治的力量把这件事情压下去，但是帮英国政府这边算压下去的代价，就是取得了商业 非常有利的利益啊！这公司挺好，卡拉考吗？是不是很像烤鸡的名字还是什
My
么？
archive. I can all.
好了，那我们第二个事件结束了，然后第三个事件看起来好像是在浴场里面。那我们 卡拉鸡腿堡，好吃。虽然我好像很久没吃
A
了。
map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
那明天就来我们的第三个案件
On the
啦。
sofa for the third time today. Well, don't be surprised if Watson sits on you again.
明天第三个案件就是要去洗澡的地方，我们要来研究一下浴场里面的杀人事件，真是令人兴奋。我们明天再继续，一天一案件。你已经不行了，真的，最近已经今年还没有去吃过呢。去年大概吃了不到10次吧，以前大概1个礼拜就要去一次的，现在真的比较少。对面的夫人没想到这么爱换衣服，真的太大了，尺寸那个衣服的尺寸太大。别吃了，太掐了，画叉画叉。那有推荐哪一间吗？目前那个什么肯德基汉堡王，还有那个什么，那叫什么摩斯汉堡，还有我们高雄好像那个什么德州炸鸡，好像也有人推。目前要吃哪一间？德州炸鸡目前有吃过1、2次还不错，但是店太少了，每次吃都要跑很远。然后丹丹的话，我觉得最近它的量有一点变少，虽然我觉得东西还是 OK 啦，但是量也有越来越少。然后肯德基的话，我觉得它的价位，以我目前来说，我觉得可能有一点偏高了。汉堡就是汉堡王，我喜欢吃薯条，炸鸡不太熟，蛋挞吃 KFC。我妹以前有在那个肯德基工作，她很喜欢吃肯德基的蛋挞，好像女生也都很喜欢吃肯德基的蛋挞。除了肯德基之外，还有推哪一间的蛋挞？如果大家有知道哪一间还不错的话，欢迎推给我。鸡块吃模式，薯条哦，好像是麦当劳比较好吃，真的哦。我听人家说以前的小骑士薯条是最好吃的，不过后来的德州炸鸡好像就没有人讲它的薯条很好吃，目前是这样。好，其他的我们就明天再讨论好了。好了，那第二个案件我们就完美的结束了，明天再来第三个案件。据我所知，它好像总共有6个案件，所以我们就慢慢的研究吧。我们目前布莱德比克谜狱、消失的火车、罗马浴场事件，没吃过小骑士跟德州炸鸡，它只有高雄有几间而已。好啦，那就先谢谢大家晚上的收看啦。那我们明天晚上 再继续研究这个案件。感谢大家的收看。最近天气又要开始变冷了，大家请保重身体啊！感谢收看哦，晚安，拜拜，晚安晚安。